Since the, the little thing, I ain't gonna mention the name because I'm tired of giving it all the credit for this year. But since the little thing been going on, I'm holding Roberto, Robert, Rob, Berto, and anybody with the name that have toe in it responsible. But I think it's gonna be good.
What are you waiting for? Do you have a list? Have you started? Do we have any direction? But I would love for you to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. What? Hit that notification bell. What? Hit that notification bell. And come cheese with me. Hey guys, it's me, Cheezin Dreams. Hello, fellow cheesers.
Good morning, Ma. Good morning, Chica. Good morning, Cheezins. Good morning, Dreamers. It's me, Cheezin Dreams, and I'm back for another video. If this is your first time, welcome. And if you're a return dreamer, come on in. Let's have some fun. So yeah, I'm out and about and got a few errands to run, some financial stuff to take care of a little bit of paperwork, get some out in the mail. And then we have some family time, and hopefully I'm not all puckered out by then. But so right now, what I'd like to talk about is what we talked about a little bit on the financial planning video. Now, no, it's not going to be really lengthy as far as this part. It's just to start out on doing something that won't take long and it doesn't take a lot out of you, this part of it. Let's talk about a little bit why I'm bringing this up. So I have been a part of the financials and the planning and taking care of different family members, several, not just one or two. They transition on to the afterlife. So I thought that it would only be befitting that we kind of talk about that life planning that a lot of us don't want to talk about, but we're going to talk about. So what I thought we would do is about what we can do to help us get a good start. It's just so many papers. With that, let me just talk to you a little bit about some of the things that happen if you don't have things written down, you have not double checked. When you work for different places and you've done different things and you have different insurances that you have in your name, and you set all that up, like when you initially do the paperwork and the company files it, and then sometimes you file it. So with that, you put what's happening at that current moment, whether it be if you have a spouse, if you don't have a spouse, if you have children, whether they be adult or minor, or whatever you decide to put on that paperwork as far as your emergency contact, your beneficiaries, and sometimes it could be several, primary, secondary, but needless to say, we do that paperwork, and a lot of times that's it. We're done. It's put up. And then life goes on, and you're in a union, and you work for this job and that job, and you fill out the same paperwork, and you put all that on that day. Then things change. And things change. You may not even work for that company anymore. You might have a different job. You might have children that have grown up. You might not even be married anymore. Old paperwork, new paperwork, kids getting older, old spouse. A lot of times we change our family dynamics. We work for different companies. We're in unions. We set up all these different policies, and we move on. Things change. Our age changes. Our family dynamic changes. Such as you may have been married and you may have remarried, or you might have minor children, you might have adult children, you might have changed some things where you want something to go to your grandchildren. Okay, so it's amazing how many different places that you can think of to just write down the name of the place, and if they had a union, if you remember filling out any paperwork, and just go down and write down as many places as you can. And then once you have everything written down, then go ahead and start calling the different places. If you have any paperwork, you can have the paperwork in front of you. If you don't, Call the different places, call your different retirement account places, call the different unions, call the different jobs. And what you want to do is you want to write down as much valid, necessary information as possible. Write down if you're even entitled to any benefits, whether you're alive, deceased, or if any family members. Update any address information, any contact information. A lot of times you have family members where you have ex-spouses and you've left the information on your paperwork and you haven't been with that person. You guys have gotten a divorce, and sometimes they might remember different things that you have, and you might have children that are entitled to your benefits because you're no longer married, and your children would not be aware of all these different accounts, and your ex-spouse would be, or your significant other. So it's very important that when you get divorced or when you get remarried, or if you don't get anything, if you change your address, if you change different dynamics about you, sometimes you have adult children that have aged and they're grown-ups, and then you might have minor children and you might want to readjust some of that paperwork. But the important thing is take some time to just write everything down. And if you don't want to call everyone at once, try to call as many as you can. Try to get the contact information, find out, let them know that you want to update everything, and let them know that you want information on, you know, if you are living, if you're entitled to something, if you pass away, if you're entitled to something. And write down the name and try to get as much information updated. Say you worked somewhere for years and you were with a spouse and you moved on, you got that divorce, and you no longer work for the company, you no longer have any paperwork that you think you need to fill out. You're done. Well, say you work for that company, but you're entitled to certain death benefits, or you have a union and you were in the union, or there's a pension. Now maybe you're not entitled to a pension, or maybe you're not entitled to certain things, but sometimes you are entitled to something. Sometimes just by you passing away, there is another category there where you are entitled to something. And if you don't update your contact information and they have all the old information, they could contact somebody that you had on your records from years ago. And so you might have children that are entitled to benefits and no one even is aware other than that ex that might be still aware, and they might be receiving all those benefits, and you're no longer married to them, they're no longer married to you, but somehow or another, because their name was on that paperwork when you put in that paperwork, they can call in or submit documentation and collect on that, and you would never know, of course, and your children would not be aware of it. Now, you say, okay, well, what's the harm? No harm, no foul. The harm is if you're no longer married and you have not worked out an agreement where that spouse or whoever decides they want to keep you as a beneficiary for whatever reason. Sometimes people are still really good friends and are responsible. But if that's not the case and you have not updated your paperwork, then that person can go in and receive benefits, and unless you have someone that's aware of what could happen, or you have someone that kind of knows where to check, where to look, and even sometimes your benefits could go to the state where it's unclaimed and it's just sitting there, and the state gets to keep all of that money, no matter what it is. Even if it's $500, that's $500 that could have went to your loved one, or it could be for your own planning of your own passing on. If you don't want to go back years and years and years, how about you start out where you're working at right now? How about you, if they have online records, check your records. If they have, if you have a human resources department, and a lot of times they'll have a lot of that stuff online. If you don't want to do the whole online thing, then call them and make an appointment. If you don't want to make an appointment, then just update. Get some stuff, send an email, and just update it. You can sometimes just get the forms, and if you don't really want to talk to anybody, just get the forms and update your address and your contact information, your emergency contact information, and check your beneficiaries, because a lot of times that stuff is very old. What about if you're that family member? If you're the family member that's going to be in charge of taking care of all the business, what do you require? What would you like if somebody was going to be leaving you as the person in charge of handling their affairs? What would you like them to do? Do you even know if you are that person? I tell you what, I remember telling my mother when she was feeling ill after my father had passed on, she loved to collect things, and she had this one room, used to be our den, and she would just get more stuff, and she had her own little swap meet, rummage sale, yard sale business. And there came a time when I told her, and I expressed it to my aunts, that she needed to stop, that she needed to start getting her affairs in order, because my dad had already told me when he started, you know, getting a little older, to make sure I take care of my mom. And I remember having a conversation with her saying, you know, pretty sternly, you know, I'm going to be the one that have to get all this stuff out of here. No one's going to help me, and I'm going to be the one that have to do this, and I'm going to have to be the one to do that. And I'm going to be the one that they're going to be fussing at and arguing. And so I remember telling one of my aunts, you need to talk to her and make sure she get all her affairs in order, because it's not going to be fair, and I don't want to deal with it. So I say we start out with our current employer, and if you have a union, pension, just start with that. If you don't want to dive down into all that old stuff, start with that. And at least that paperwork will be updated. Make sure you have a good phone number, a good address, good emergency contact information. Make sure that you know who's doing what as far as your beneficiaries. So, okay, I think that we have a plan. I think we're gonna get taken care of. And so, between now and next Friday, we should have all this done, and then we can put it somewhere, and you can send an email to someone, you can put it in a paper drawer, you can designate someone to know. But even if you don't want to tell anyone, which you should, at least have your records updated, so if something happens to you, the person that calls in and notify your employer, hopefully is a person that you would think about putting on your emergency contact information. Then you can rest assured that at least your current finances are in order. So that's just a baby step. So I think we can do it. You think you can do it? You can do it. On that note, folks, it is lunchtime, and today on the menu, I'm not cooking, no one's cooking, is Roberto's. So we got some carne asada fries, we got a carnitas burrito, a carne asada burrito, carne asada, a quesadilla with beans and rice. So I think it's gonna be good. What about you? I think today we're gonna start out with that. Feeling a little hungry, feeling like I'm ready to get something. So when I get in the house, I will let you guys look at what I have. Just a little peek. And I might let you take a look and see what I think about my food, because I haven't had this in a while since the, you know, the little thing, you know, I ain't gonna mention the name because I'm tired of giving it all the credit for this year. But since the little thing been going on, I just kind of been really particular about what I want. Not saying I don't eat out, I'm just funny acting when it comes to that. Sometimes I just get to thinking too hard, and I've been doing a lot more cooking, so this might be a good thing. But on this here Friday, right here, right now, I'm gonna be eating me some Roberto's, and I hope they don't let me down. I hope Roberto. ¿Qué es con Roberto? Roberto, don't let us down, man. Don't. I hope this is fresh. It's lunchtime. I don't want any old food. I don't want any old meat. I don't want any old fries. I want good old fresh salsa, and I want it to be good. So personally, but I'm gonna hold everybody named Rob, Robert, Roberto, Berto, Toe. I'm holding all y'all responsible for my meal. So as I journey on back to the camp, I'm gonna see you guys when I open it up and let you have a little peek. So this right here, this looks pretty good. This is the carne asada quesadilla with rice and beans. Y'all want to taste it? You want to taste it? I know you want to taste it. Okay, I'll taste a little bit of the bean. I'm holding Roberto, Robert, Rob, Berto, anybody with the name that have toe in it responsible. But I think it's gonna be good. That's Bean Nation. Sorry. Get a little rice. Fresh. I don't know about this quesadilla because I like to sit and take my time, so I'm just gonna get a pinch of that. Let me give y'all a close up on that little meat. Where's it at? Where's it at? Oh, there it is. Let's see. I taste a little cheese. You know I love a good cheese meal. Okay, and we got some carne asada fries. Let's take a look. Don't be greedy. Y'all. Ma. Chica. I'll taste the quesadilla. Let's look at the carne asada fries. I think they're gonna be good. I think they're gonna be good. Let me see. Hold on. Didn't you eat lunch already? Every Robert, every Roberto, every Berto, and everybody with the name Toe in it. Let's see. Well, let me get back. Get out of my mouth. Trying to see. Okay, Berto. We got two more items. Y'all, just wait. Let me chew this. Don't rush me. So we got. I know that's not mine. I know. All this is not mine. I just want to see. Trying to see a little something. I might be able to sneak it. Okay. If I cut this in half, right, and I bite a piece off, or cut a piece off, and wrap it back up, they'll never know. Don't you do that, though. Don't do that. I'm just doing it for you guys because you want some. If I get close enough, do y'all see the lining of cheese that's consistent with the size of the burrito? You, stop begging! You beg too much. All right, let's see what it's looking like. I'm just gonna let y'all see because I know you greedy. Oh. Y'all, this is the last thing. It's so big. There's so much food here. It's no way. Let me just untuck the tuck. Oh, it's got beans, rice, cheese. Oh, I ain't gonna be able. Oh, I'm getting full, y'all. I haven't even really started. We'll taste this and oh. Okay. That's it. No, that's it. Y'all greedy. You greedy. Get out our food. If you like what you've seen thus far, and even if you don't, like, comment, share, and subscribe. And hit that notification bell. What? Hit that notification bell. What? Hit that notification bell. And come cheese with me. Bye, Ma.